Go night line, on the goal line, off this line, think this line, let's go line, let's go line.
All right, back another week.
Yes, sir.
Another big win. So you have 47-0 over Riverbend.
Yes, sir.
So you averaging right around 50 points a game at this point.
So far.
Yeah.
So far.
So take me through. We talked a little bit about Riverbend last week. You said there's a new coaching staff that came in. But take me through the game a little bit.
Well, it was, I recognize, being honest, they came out, they was physical. You know what I mean? They run the single wing, spinner, you've seen it.
Yeah.
They got some tough, hard-nosed kids, the Skinner kid, number 11. So they kind of, tried to, be physical with us and shorten the game. Once we settled in, we started fitting up, doing a good job. We were steady on offense, explosive. We were moving the ball. Then they would get it. They try to, hold it from us. Like I said, they just couldn't keep up scoring-wise. You know how that offense is. It's better if you out in front.
Right.
Like I said, they're doing a good job. You can tell, they're coaching. The kids competed the whole time. They were physical, played with enthusiasm. They were playing for the coach. It wasn't like they was laying down.
Right.
I think we talked about it with Hayfield, like you said, the first-year coach.
Yeah.
Building the program, where I was 5 years ago. And now we've built to a team that, has been good the last 3 years, lost the state championship. So, we were better than them. Like you said, a little further along, but they're on the right track. Like I said, they was getting after it. They were playing hard. They were physical. It was a good game. I thought we did a really good job, being explosive offensively in the pass game and the run game. Regardless of who we playing, executing offensively, I felt was better than last week.
Okay. So we were talking before, your voice is going to be rough after a game regardless of what the score is. But how do you keep in your players? How do you keep them up and keep them focused in a game where you're up by 47?
I think it's a couple of things. Like you said, no matter who you're playing, each team proposes a different challenge.
Right.
Riverbend lined up in a single wing. That's his own challenge. That offense is his own challenge. So it teaches you to be disciplined with some things. But I think once you've instilled a culture of competing and playing at a high level, like you said, just getting after it, that's not something you got to do weekly. That's something you infuse to your program at the beginning or you don't.
Yeah.
And, we got it, from top to bottom. I think we breathe it every day at practice. If you're a freshman, sophomore, whatever, you all practice with varsity. Nobody's out there hanging out. Right. Everybody's getting it in. Yeah. Like, you got to go against the best guys we got on our team every single day. So I think we built a culture of competing. Don't matter who you playing. And, now with the era of huddle and all that, everybody want to, get a huddle. So no matter who out there, they're trying to get a huddle highlight tape and a play. So, again, I'm just proud that our coaches kept coaching. Like I told you, no matter how much we win it, I'm still going to coach all the way through the game and be yelling about people lining up and stuff like that. So, that's how I go.
I think one thing people be surprised about, because the last few years, obviously you had one of the leading rushers in Virginia history in the program. So I think if people will be surprised right now about your passing game.
Sure.
We talked a little bit about Quest last week, but he can't throw without the receivers and the offensive line that you got. So a little bit about the receivers and how they've stepped up and the change kind of going from Taekwondo into a more of a passing offense here.
Well, like I said, I don't know. I think we're still going to be about the same 60-40, 50-50 running, passing. It's just you line up Amari Hatcher, number 7, who is 6'3", freakishly athletic. He great jump ball guy, good with the ball in his hands, runs good routes. Then on the other side of him, you got Jalen Hamlin, number 11, who's 6'4", runs really good routes, strong hands. He's the guy that scored twice for Island Springs, can run away from you. Then you put Hawkins in the slot, who's probably our best person with the ball in his hand. And then with, sleepers was Najee Johnson, who started corner. He's caught a touchdown in the first 2 games in both games. Then Nick Newman, number 5, ran the opening kickoff back versus Hayfield, caught a touchdown last week, state qualified track kid. We got the right mix. Even the 2 young guys we have, Jules and Ahmad Dunbar, are really good receivers, slot guys. So like you said, we got the right mix of guys who can go down the field and play up in the air, the right mix of guys that's good, just getting them the ball, kind of how you see college football. And like I said, the quarterback's doing a good job distributing it. So like I said, I had to say, okay, we're going to be more explosive and more aggressive in the passing game, not as much calling more plays, just being more aggressive. And you saw that at Westfield. Like, we threw the ball up to Amari. He only did it twice, and he caught it twice. So now it's a thing of, well, dang, maybe it's me. Like, why aren't you doing that more? So the kids been on me. They came up with this thing. They call their receiving core 1-800-FADE. Like, coach, just throw the fade. So I'm going to give them their respect and their trust. Like I said, as long as they keep executing it at a high level, we're going to keep, being aggressive. I don't think it's necessarily calling more pass plays, just being aggressive.
So cutting down on the short, giving a little more trust in the deep ball.
Yes, sir.
So how have they helped Quest, though? Because Quest has got to have more confidence just having those guys out there and knowing that they can go get it.
Again, they've helped Quest from the standpoint, you got 3 guys who, if you throw them a 2-yard pass, they can make it happen. And then you have 2 guys that you don't have to be perfect throwing on the ball down the field, just got to be in the area. In his own right, Quest has been pretty accurate, but like you said, your margin for error is bigger. We are 2 big receivers. And then, like you said, the other 2 guys are really good with the ball in their hands. So, like I said, they've helped Quest, but it goes back to this. I knew we were going to be good passing. I know I told you, we do 7-on-7, and we do the travel circuit. So when we go play 7-on-7, we playing the best kids from New Jersey, the best kids from Maryland, the best kids from Virginia Beach, all on one team. We don't go to any local high. When I can take my high school team and play in all-star tournaments, and we can throw and pitch and catch with the best of them, you feel pretty confident. And you build that trust in the timing and all those things. So that's what's happening. You're seeing the end product of all the work that took place all summer.
And you don't shy. We talked about scheduling last week. So even in the 7-on-7, you don't want to. You're not going to do anything unless it's good competition. You want to go get the best.
And I think you have to. Like you said, you got to push your kids, and you got to find out, what do we really have? Is this something we're going to be able to do? And like you said, you start being more aggressive in the passing game. Those guys showed me that, coach, we can be aggressive now. We can do this. Let us go. Like I said, they came up with that 1-800-FADE. Throw us the ball. Coach, we got it. So again, like you said, it's getting yourself ready. And to be honest, I've been doing that all the way back when I was a assistant at Colonial Forge. Same thing. Like you said, when you go on the road, it builds camaraderie. You're traveling. But then, like you said, you're playing against the best. And you get to line up and you got to compete.
So, go ahead, just a little bit about you. A lot of people don't, a lot of people see you coaching and stuff, but they don't know you've got a rich history yourself as a player in Northern Virginia football.
A little bit.
So, tell us, you played locally, obviously.
Of course.
But tell us about your high school career a little bit, because you did all right.
So, ironically enough, I played at Hilton for Coach Brown, who's both Coach Browns, John and his dad, Coach Bill, who's at Colonial Forge. At that time, we were really good. We won 39-0. We won back-to-back state champs. And no doubt, if I wouldn't have broke my ankle and Ahmad Brooks broke his ankle my senior year, we probably would have won it again. So like you said, I played for Coach Brown. I moved out here from Maryland. And crazy thing, I didn't even play football at Hilton my freshman year.
Okay.
Played my sophomore year, and I went out. I was at receiver. Coach didn't really know who I was. I was on JV, playing receiver. First game, had a great game versus North Stafford, and Coach Brown and Coach Jerry Williams stopped me and said, "Son, where did you come from? Who are you?"
Right.
And sure enough, 2 weeks later, we had a senior receiver, Freddie Singson, break his finger in the pregame warm-up trying to catch a pass. And then Coach Brown was like, "All right, you in." And I laughed, and my kids teased me because I had number 41 on at receiver. But I said, that's the only number available.
Right.
And I started from then on out all the way through the state championship. And then my senior year, Coach Brown switched me to quarterback.
Okay.
And I started at quarterback. You know, that my senior year, that's where I kind of got playing good competition. We played against Dunbar. They had Vernon Davis, Josh Cribbs. You know, we played against Overton when they had North Turner's son, Teschner, and all those guys. So I played quarterback my senior year. You know, we were really good. The 9th game of the season, I fractured my ankle in the first quarter, and Ahmad refractured his ankle.
Yeah.
First quarter versus Osborne, we up 21-0. And, you know, that season, I wasn't able to come back. My brother still took us to the state championship as a sophomore versus D'Angelo Hall, Darryl Tapp. That Deep Creek team beat us. And then Nick Smith in Centerville ended up beating them in the state championship, ironically enough, running the single wing and the spinner. So, you know, like you said, I got some history, you know, here. And like I said, so I know a lot of people. And like I said, it was fun. Then my brother, Jeff, won a state championship playing quarterback with Coach Sorrentino.
Okay.
When they beat Pat Day at Overton in the state championship. And so, like you said, you know, my family, me and Jeff played at Hilton, and then both my younger brothers played here.
You ain't new to Northern Virginia football.
Nah, not at all.
But how, in those years, how have you seen the game change? What have you seen different in the game?
I think, like everywhere, especially here, they've just built more schools. So you've kind of thinned out the talent pool, you know, not on purpose. You know, obviously you're not building more schools, you know, to mess up sports.
That's right.
But, you know, you're just spreading the talent out more.
Yeah.
I mean, the big difference is I would say when it was a Friday night game at Hilton, when I was playing, it was packed. You know, I mean, we played Potomac. They had to bring in an extra set of bleachers and put them in the end zone. They were shuttling people from down the street. And I think that's not just basketball, that's football, basketball, everything. The attendance and stuff at the games and the connection to the schools were bigger. Like, then I like walking around the mall with my C.D. Hilton jacket on. You know, kids nowadays, they don't want to wear their school stuff nowhere. So I think the sense of pride in the school itself was bigger. I think we're doing that here. But just countywide, I think that's the biggest difference. I think every year there's good players and talent. I'm not one of those guys that say football was way better then. There were more people probably talented on one team because there were less schools. And that's no different than when you were playing, you know, and stuff like that. So I think the coaching now is good in all areas. I think you got good coaches here, Fairfax, Stafford. So I think that part of it is better than when I played. And like I said, I wasn't coaching then. I just remember like I remember our coaches seeming like it was so much better than everybody else's when I was at Hilton.
And there was, I think, a lot of times too, we forget, like, they spend a lot more time in the year now. Doing football or whatever sport it is. You spend a lot more time doing it during the year now than we used to. Yeah, there was a time when after football season was done, you put it away. You weren't picking it up till it comes summer. But I think now a lot of times that's one of the benefits that we have now is that players get to spend a lot more time playing football.
I agree. We never played 7-on-7. Ever.
No. Now, speaking of that, a lot of people talk about multi-athlete sports or multi-sport athletes. How do you feel about that? What do you want your players playing other sports during the year, or do you like football?
I think it's a must.
Yeah.
Especially here. Me and the basketball coach, Coach West, track coach, even baseball. Like, I was just reading Coach Terrian's. I'm like, man, we should just get the whole team to go out with baseball. Just try it.
Yeah.
I think that's something like we forget, this generation, like it's too many specialists. And then I think like, okay, I could do everything. Like, even if you weren't signed up on a team, you was at summer rec pack,
right,
and you was playing kickball, baseball, dodgeball, football, basketball all day long. And my mom did a really good job with us. Like I said, we play organized baseball, basketball, football. So I think when you play multiple sports, you develop motor skills that you can use in every sport. And honestly, speaking honestly, if I had to do it, that's one thing I'll do different with my son. Like, I feel like my son is a great football player, and I feel like he didn't do all the different sports. So he don't have some of those motor skills that maybe I had when I was that age. So like I said, it benefits. That's how I see it. It benefits you doing multiple things, no matter what.
You can pick up, I talk about it all the time, like if you watch a lacrosse game, you can see some basketball elements in there. And there's a lot of times when I think people they think, I just got to concentrate on this, I just got to concentrate on this. But what you don't realize is you're going to find things in other sports that work on the football field. You find stuff all the time like that.
Agreed.
I mean, you had no, when you were growing up, when guys were growing up, you had no choice. You played multiple sports doing that stuff.
No choice.
So,
and like you said, even lacrosse, I encourage a lot of our guys to go up with lacrosse. Now a lot of them love it. And like you said, it all is relative to some extent. No matter what.
It's all, especially lacrosse and football, it's physical. Both of them going to be physical.
That's it.
Going back a little bit, like, through your, coming up as a coach and all that kind of stuff, like, who now do you, obviously, when you have a lot of success, but there's still times you got to talk to another coach.
Of course.
What coaches do you talk to when you need advice or you need to bounce something off people? What coaches do you talk to? Is there other head coaches in the area that you talk to?
Easy. I talked to Coach Brown and Coach John Brown at forwards. Those are my two guys. This year I've talked with Coach Lilly a little bit. Football stuff. If it's football stuff, X and O's, like, just getting a different perspective, it's usually Coach Brown or Coach John Brown, because I know those guys. Right. If it's just dealing with all the other things that come with coaching, because like you said, everybody thinks it's just the football spot. It's not.
No.
Advice-wise, like, I will talk to Mr. Bryson. A lot of times, I told you before, Miss Bryant. I'll bounce stuff off Vic to my grandma, on my mom. Like you said, just to, get a different perspective. The good thing is I got a coaching staff they're not just, as we would say, yes man. Right. They'll tell me in a heartbeat, Coach, I don't like that. Or, don't do that. Even if it's something, like you said, simple as, a parent said something to me, now I'm upset. Right. They're like, well, just relax for a second. So, again, I lean on a variety of people, but when it comes to just football stuff, it's usually Coach Brown and Coach John Brown. And like you said, anything that may have to do with life, disciplining, kids, perspective, making sure you approach this stuff the right way, it's usually people right here in my building. Miss Bryant, Mr. Bryson, Miss Lawson, who was our English teacher here, she's now at TC, was another person I could go talk to. So, I got a good support system, not just here, but even in my family life. I got a great, support system.
You got a lot of schools now because we got a lot of people.
True.
But more people need to go out and support their schools, no matter if it's football, volleyball, basketball, whatever it is. You need to get out and support theirs, because a good crowd is a good crowd.
Agreed.
All right. How much does your crowd fire you up on the sideline, or do you just tune it all out?
No, that is, like you said, no matter the sport. Crowd get you going. It's nothing like it. You start hearing that Darkside behind you, or you hear people cheering. I think a great blessing we have is, our band is great. Mr. Thurgood and them, they do an awesome job, so that keep you pumped up. Like you said, you feed off the energy. Like you said, sports is a game of momentums.
Yeah.
And the crowd noise and stuff like that got a lot to do with that momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, I think it's very important. We feed off of it. You have no choice.
Yeah.
You know, when the environment is, as we talk about being a tough environment.
Mm-hmm.
And even Riverbend, man, for us to be beating them pretty good, the student section was still loud and going crazy. So you can respect that. And like you said, you need it. All sports need it. You know what I mean? It makes it more enjoyable, you know, regardless of how I feel coaching for the kids.
Mm-hmm. Who you got coming up this week?
Colonial Forge.
Have you had a chance to look at them, and what have you seen from them on film?
So
I asked you, 'cause I know you already. You probably started looking at them Friday night after you got done.
Look, you know, as soon as we got the film going Saturday, I've looked at them. You know, we'll continue to look at them. Like you said, we're about to meet now when we get done and talk about them. You know, but it's Coach Brown, and John Brown is the head coach.
Yeah.
And like I tell everybody up here, he's a good football coach.
Yep.
I mean, they got a good program. You know, they know what they're doing. They're confident. Their kids get after it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shoot, they run the top-ranked teams in the state. We run the top-ranked teams in the state. And, you know, it is what it is. Like, we was together at the Hilton game.
Yeah.
All of us sitting together. And no matter what happened, it's a regular season game.
Right.
But it's versus two good teams. So, like I said, you get to see, like, okay, is this really what I have? You know, you're your own players, great environment. You know, it's going to be live and crowded here Friday night. So you welcome that opportunity. There's two good football teams playing.
Yeah.
No matter what, win, lose, or draw, we probably going to have to do it again in a couple months.
Right.
You know what I mean? No matter what, how it may shake with us being in the same region. Mm-hmm. But like you said, you want to see if your best is good enough to beat another good team best. And, you know, that team, that program, perennial every year,
always.
State semis, regional championship. So like you said, it's good, a lot of pride. It's got its own little dynamic because I was there. But it's a friendly rivalry.
Yeah.
Like, you look forward to it. It's not no animosity. Those guys support me in everything I do. I support them in everything they do. And it's going to be fun. We did it once before, like 2 years ago, I think. We did it. And like you said, it's a regular season game, but it's two good football teams, so you want to get after it.
Yeah.
And, you want to win, and you want to, prepare to win. This week at practice, won't have to get the guys up either place.
Right.
Everybody knows that they're a good football team. We're a good football team, so it'll be fun.
Oh, yeah, no. Some of your players have already said some stuff to us about me. So, yeah, they are ready for it already.
Yep.
Just because it's a friendly rivalry doesn't mean that that you're gonna be shy to pull it. You ain't pulling punches in that game, though.
Nah, because I don't think it's a game that pulling punches is gonna come down to it. We're gonna execute and make adjustments to win the game. You know what I mean? Like you said, those guys family to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It ain't about pulling punches. They ain't going to pull no punches on me. Or they ain't going to try to beat me in the head just like I'm going to try to beat them. But the difference is, when it's all said and done, we're going to talk again. We're going to laugh and joke about it. Yeah. And that's going to be it. Right. And that's going to be it.
You don't come across as a superstitious guy. A lot of people do the same pregame routine every Friday, stuff like that. Do you do anything like that, or is it you got a Friday meal? You got anything like that you do?
Nah, I won't be superstitious in my preparation, get ready, practice. Yeah. I don't have no stuff like that because, one, if you prepare and you go out there and play, you'll be fine. All that stuff don't have nothing to do with the outcome. Right. Only thing I got going on is on Friday, on game day, I've been doing this now about 11 years. I promise you. Everybody who knows me the longest calls me at 7 o'clock on Friday. Right. Like, just calls my phone. And I'm like, why do these people call me every Friday? Knowing I've had a high school game the last 9 years on Friday. Yeah. Other part is, it seems like every Friday, you're just like, please let me get to the school day. Yeah. Like, please don't let nobody get in trouble. Don't let nothing happen. Yeah. So you want to get to the school day, and then it never fails. You give out uniforms, all that stuff. And there's two kids that are young in your program, not going to play tonight, but just need the most. Yeah. Oh, coach, I need some pants. And I'm like, Right now, you need some fans. We're walking out to get ready to go down the field. So I get irritated easily, I'll say on game day, but no superstitious stuff. I like being superstitious in my preparing. If we prepare good, I feel good. I don't care about what socks I have on or what shirt I wear, what hat. If we prepare, to win the game, then we should be all right.
Yeah, now that, wait. I don't believe you about that. When you say I don't care what hat I got on, I don't believe you about that because you always got a hat.
True, but it don't got to be the same hat. I agree with you on that.
There you go.
I don't have a lucky hat.
All right.
Like you said, I definitely going to have a hat, though.
As long as it look good, you're good.
That's it. That's it.
Well, good luck this week. We'll be there. And, we'll talk to you about next week.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Let's go,